I don't know many people that has a PhD. You have one. Like it's hard these days. People they just want to finish high school and that's it. You know?
My dissertation is 280 pages. It's the
Wow. Why? Why did you want to go for a PhD?
top. Yeah, yeah.
But
No, but ambitions. And 3 years, 2.5 years, Florida State University. Yeah,
3 years of sacrifice.
yeah. Plus my master's.
Was it worth it?
Yes,
Why?
because it makes me aware of things that not many people are getting aware of, especially the human nature. And
Wow. Like what? Can you
those
give me one example that you
student and teacher factors in the education of Greek American students enrolled in public schools in Connecticut. And I interviewed 100 students, Greek American students. Yes.
so
I
what
interviewed-
so it was worth it.
It was worth it, of course. Yeah. Because the results were sent to Greek American schools all over the United States. Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit. So you are from Cyprus.
Yes.
How was your childhood?
My childhood was not very happy. I was the firstborn in the family. There was Eva. Then was Chris. Andy, Rias, and Maria. I was the oldest. We have a father. He was very hardworking, of course, but he was drinking a lot of alcohol. And he punished us physically every time we did something wrong. Yeah. With his belt. I remember. Yeah. So, yeah, that was my childhood.
And you might not do nothing wrong. You were a kid.
Yes, yeah, I was just a kid. I was firstborn in the family. So when I was 10, 11, 12, my father was taking me with him to work. And we work at, how do you call it cuts wood,
A carpenter.
carpenter,
Uh-huh.
and I cut my little finger here.
How old were you?
10, 11, 12, around that age. We on the machine, and we were doing the pieces of wood. Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
on the machine, and my finger got in got my finger here.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And later on, when I was 12, 13, 14, I was a laborer. And I fell down once on a piece of glass and it cut my veins over here. And they took me to a doctor and they wrote it. Yeah, and I got well, okay.
Was your dad mad when you cut your finger, or he was mad, or he was
No,
scared, or
he blamed it on me for being careless.
you got the blame?
But it was the machine. There was something like this at the end, the edge, this, and it came off, and my finger got into the machine I was cutting. Yeah,
And you got the blame.
yeah, and
What about your mom? So your dad was hard on you.
yeah.
What about your mom?
My mom was also suffering from my father's authoritative behaviors. But she was taking care of us, all of us, my mother. She was baking bread at home and put it in the furnace. And yeah, she was taking good care of us. But she was also suffering from my mother's authoritative behaviors. Yeah,
How old were you when your dad died?
I was 15. 15.
Wow.
And our village was 8 miles from Nicosia. And he was working in Nicosia. He never went to go to Nicosia and come back to the village by bus. He was always using a bicycle. Always.
Strong man.
And, and he was from Nicosia. And for the village, he didn't have any friendships. Yeah. So he was going back and forth on his bicycle. 10 miles
Every day.
every day. 10 miles to go and 10 miles to come. Winter, summer, all year round. Yeah. Yeah. And he was painting the house. He was rebuilding parts of it. He was very capable technician. He did a lot of things in the house. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. So, when your dad was at home in his day off, not working,
Saturday and Sunday.
he was working at the house.
He was working at the house. Yeah.
Was he a lovely father?
Yeah,
Hey.
he was. Yeah, he was lovely. Yeah. Uh, he was bringing fruit from Nicosia, I remember. He was bringing fruit. We were not suffering. We were poor, but not suffering. Yeah.
Huh. And you were 15 when he died.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you felt the responsibility once your dad was gone? Like, did you ever thought like, now it's me?
No. Eh, when he died, he was bringing home paints. And wait a minute. He was bringing bottles of brandy. And he was drinking brandy. And he also brought paint thinners in bottles just like those. And one day, instead of drinking water, he drank
The thinner.
paint thinner. That's how he died. Yeah.
At home?
Yes. He drank paint thinner instead of water. Yeah. Because he confused the bottle. He used to put the paint to make it lighter. He drank from the same bottle.
Were you at home when he died?
We were all at home. Yes.
So you remember that
I
moment?
remember that moment. Yes. The neighbors came shouting. He tried to. He departed. Yeah.
In
And
front
we
of the whole
became-
family?
No, not everybody was there.
Who was there?
My mother was there, and I was at home also. The other kids were at home. And all the neighbors rushed. My mother started shouting. All the neighbors came to help, but
Was too late.
they gave him water to drink, but it was too late. He departed. Yeah. 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 And we buried him at the Pew cemetery. And that was it. We became orphans. And working part-time here, part-time there, just to get my mother raised chicken at home. And we ate a lot of eggs and chicken and soup. That was our
That was the
daily
menu. That wa-
menu. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And then I was working part-time here and there for 50 cents an hour. Yeah, it's all right. And when I went at the Lyceum, there was tuition. But because they knew that I was an orphan, they released my, they relieved me. I didn't have to pay tuition. And they put me to go and eat food early morning at 9, 10 during the second break at a place where all the poor students went to have lunch, breakfast. And right next to it, it was a canteen where all the other students went to buy food and Coca-Cola. And because they could see me going to the poor to get Sicilio, I never went because I didn't want them to see that I was
Why?
poor.
Why?
I didn't want them to know that I was poor.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was it?
And I graduated from San Cyprian Gymnasium. I was a very good student, but to study for a bachelor's degree, you had to go to Greece, rent a room, pay air for, at the sixth grade, the sixth graders went to Lebanon. And the ticket and all the support was about 30 euros, $30. And I didn't have any, and I didn't go. I was the only student who didn't go from Cyprus to Lebanon, to Beirut, and come back. Because I didn't have $30, 30 pounds, whatever it was.
So let's go back a little bit. So when your dad died, you were 15. Did your mom told
Yeah.
you or made you feel like, well, now you are the man of the house and you need to take care of the family?
No, they didn't put all these responsibilities on me. From my father's, we had a little help from my father's side,
Uh-huh.
who were from Nicosia. My father was from Nicosia. And they gave us
They help
They
a little
help.
bit.
a little bit help, yeah, for the other children. And because I didn't have the money to go to Greece, rent a house, study in Greece, I went to the teachers training college in Cyprus. It was a 2-year course, and I became an elementary school teacher.
How old were you?
I was 20. 20 years ago, it was a 2-year study at the teacher training college.
Yeah.
And I was 20, and I went to the pedagogical academy, where there was a student allowance, 10, 20 pounds a month. That was another income from my family. And I studied for 2 years, and I became an elementary school teacher
At 20.
at 20 years old. Yes, and I was appointed at a nearby village. And I was teaching first and second grade. First reading and second grade. 2 years later, I was transferred from one elementary school to the other. And I worked there for 3 more years, I think.
Were you still living at your mom's?
Yes, during the first 3 years, I was living at my house yeah, with mom's. And with the rest of it also. And then I was transferred to a village where I fell in love with my wife, Dora.
How old were you?
I was 23, 24. My wife's family was very wealthy. They had a brick factory. And we got engaged and we got married. And after that, about 65, 67 now. Uh,
Were they happy with her family? Happy that she fell in love
oh, yes, yes. They
with
got
a guy with no
yes.
money, or they were mad?
no money, but I was a school teacher. That was a social
It was a status.
study, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got engaged. We got married. Where did they went to? Yeah. And we came to the States, Western Connecticut State College afterwards.
But wait.
I got my bachelor's degree.
So wait.
Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
So your dad passed away. You're 15.
Yeah.
How was the childhood with
I was
with
getting
3 brothers and 2 sisters? Like, were you guys?
yeah, when I was at the pedagogical academy, they gave us 20 pounds a month for allowance. Because from Cyprus, all over Cyprus, they came to Nicosia to study at the pedagogical academy. So they had to rent a house, they had to buy food. So they gave us, it was a salary, allowance,
Right.
20 pounds a month. And that was the income of the family.
How? How do you like?
Eh,
It's 3 brothers, 2 sisters, and a mom.
And yes, our daily expenses were very few, very little expenses. Right? My mother cooked something at the house. He baked food in the furnace, and we went to the. Rios went to school. Chris went to school. Maria, Eva went to school. Yeah,
Were they happy kids?
yeah. Our happy, yes.
So because
Out of poverty, we were poor, but we were happy.
yeah, no, but I have heard many people
Yeah.
that have grown in a family without a father or a mother.
Yes.
And they always said that they were never happy because of that.
You see, the loss of our father was a very painful because he used to punish us,
Everyone.
everyone. He was, especially me when I was older. He was drinking a lot. I'm not going to call him alcoholic, but he was drinking a lot. Cognac every day.
Why don't you want to call him an alcoholic?
Eh, oh,
Why?
eh, he was an alcoholic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I remember all these things. His behavior was very violent. Yeah, he, especially me, punished me very, very often for something insignificant. Yeah.
Did that? Do you resent him?
No, 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 I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I told you he was drinking a lot, and so I was somehow expecting this kind of behavior and punishment on me, especially because I was older.
So when he died, I don't want to be disrespectful at all.
Yeah,
But when he died, in a way, it's like, well, I'm not gonna be punished anymore. In a way, it was like,
and I felt the loss, but I wasn't happy because he left. No, no, I wasn't. When he wasn't drinking and when he was okay, he was a very good father. He was going to Nicosia, coming back with a bicycle. He never got into a bus. Yeah. And then Chris, my brother Chris, went to work with him. He cut his finger.
so what's going on with the cutting? The kids cutting?
He was going with him. The Brioni.
Yeah,
And Chris was was how do you call it? I don't know that. He was turning.
yeah. Okay.
He
Okay.
was cutting.
Yeah, a saw machine kind of thing.
Sewing machine, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
And we're working here. And Chris cut his was working with my father. And they transplanted something from his belly
Uh-huh.
here. He was in the hospital for 30, 40 days. I remember.
Wow.
My brother Chris. Yeah. And I was a school teacher, I told you.
Yeah.
Rios was a very little boy, 2, 3, 4 years old. And my brother Andy also quit elementary school from the 5th grade, didn't go to the 6th to graduate, and he became a mason. Andy.
So between the kids,
Yeah,
your dad is not more, he's gone.
yeah.
How was growing up with 3 brothers and 2 sisters? Like,
Yeah.
was it because you were the oldest
I was the oldest.
and the youngest one is like Maria,
Maria, yeah, 2, 3 years
2 or 3
old.
years old.
Yeah.
So was it fun
My-
to grow up with the kids? Did you guys play together all the
Yeah.
time, or it was more like you were the oldest, you were doing your own thing?
All our life was in the neighborhood. I was playing with the other kids of my age.
Your age, your generation.
Yes, yeah, my age.
Yeah.
Who were playing soccer in the village. Yeah. And then I told you I was appointed to my wife's village. And we got engaged. We got married. In the meantime, one of our neighbors from our village migrated to England.
Okay.
I told you that my mother had a brother.
No.
My mother had a brother, and because they also were poor, the family, my uncle Vincent, my mother's brother, left Cyprus and went to a foreign country. And we got lost, of no touch, no connection.
Uh-huh.
Many years later, another guy from close to our village, no, from our village, was in England. From England, he went to America. He was a barber. And he opened a barber shop on Greenwood Avenue. On the same avenue, my mother's brother, who had left Cyprus 30 years before, had a dry cleaners. And they met. You're from our village. Are you from Kithrea, my village? Yes. My uncle, who had left Cyprus years earlier, went to the American Army, Second World War. And from Venizelos was his name. He was named Vincent. And he opened the dry cleaners. Are you from Kithrea? Yeah, I am. So they were from the same village. One day, a policeman came to our house in Kithrea. And he told my mother to go to the police station because her brother, who had left Cyprus 30 years earlier before, would call her. So my mother went to the police station and she received a phone call from my uncle, who had left Cyprus, who had gone to the United States Second World War. And that's how the connection, because we were very poor.
30 years later.
He adopted my sister Eva. So we sent Eva to America.
Uh-huh.
She was a seamstress. My sister was. Then he was calling at the police station, and they came and told my mother to go to the police station because her brother was called from America. A policeman came and he said to my mother, come to the station because your brother wants to talk to you. So we adopted my sister, Eva, and we sent Eva to America as an adopted child of my uncle who had left them. And she was working at the dry cleaners. One day, another policeman came and told my mother to go to the police station because our uncle wants, my sister wanted to talk to her. My mother went there, and they told her that a guy from Greece who had also jumped the ship and wanted to stay in the United States, and the only way was to get married because he had nobody to sponsor.
Right.
So he asked to marry my sister, Jimmy. So we sent my brother Chris to come to the States and tell us whether Jimmy is a good man or a bad man. And Chris said he's a good man. So my sister got married to Jimmy. Yeah? And Chris never came back.
He's like, I'm staying here.
So it's unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
So still, Chris went to approve Jimmy, and he didn't come back. He was a bookbinder. He was bookbinder.
Right.
Okay. Then I decided to come to the States and have my bachelor's degree.
Why? I mean, George, think about it. You had a wife.
Yeah.
You're already a teacher. Your wife, she's rich.
Yeah.
Why going to the States? Why go to America?
Because I wanted to advance my position in the educational system of Cyprus.
But you couldn't do it in Cyprus?
No, there was no university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All the Cypriots went to Greece to study.
Okay.
So I came to the United States to get my bachelor's degree from Bethel, Connecticut.
So you were not okay just being a teacher. You wanted to grow.
Yes.
Why? I mean, tell me why.
It's a social position.
Is it more money? You wanted more
Yeah,
money?
more money. It was
So you
more
want-
money, of course, yes.
Okay.
And more prospects, yeah. And I didn't have to get transferred from one village to the other.
So you just wanted to grow in every way.
Yes, yes, but then I was appointed to gymnasiums and lyceums, which were in the cities, not in the villages. So I came to the States, Western Connecticut State College. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, my mother, Rigas, came. Was America. My mother, Rigas, and my sister, Maria.
Together.
Ne, they came to the States. And I was in Cyprus alone. So that's when I decided to go to America and get my bachelor's degree.
But you were married already, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I stayed in my uncle's flat. My wife, Dora, in Pinto room, and I was going to Western Connecticut State College. And because I had 2-year educational studies in Cyprus, in 2 years, they gave me my bachelor's degree. And I went back to Cyprus and I was appointed at the Lyceum.
why didn't you want to stay here in America?
And because my wife wanted to go back and have her property and her family, then we went back to Cyprus. And we joined Dora's.
So is that true what wife says goes? If the wife, happy life, happy wife.
Yes,
Happy wife,
yes,
happy
yeah,
life.
of course, of course.
Yeah, so she's like, I want to go back. And you like,
Dora was, you know, she passed away, passed away, cancer.
how many years you guys were married? For how many years?
Yeah, we got married 66, 67, around then. And Dora died in 2014. Yeah.
That's a life.
And years later, I also got a study leave from Cyprus and came to America and I got my master's degree from the city, Bridgeport, where my sister Eva was living with Jimmy and her family. Came to Cyprus, 2 year studies at Fairfield University. I got my master's degree and I went back to Cyprus.
Was it hard to leave your family? Well, you had your new
Oh,
family.
I took my daughter, Dora with me, yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. And I got my master's degree and returned to Cyprus. Okay. And I had Dino first, my son, and Steven. And no, right, Dino and Steve. And okay, I went back to Cyprus and I was teaching at secondary school for 2, 3 years, I think, it lasted. And then after I got my master's and worked a couple of years, I decided to get a PhD.
Okay.
Yeah. And I came to the States again. I earned a fellowship from the United States Office of Education.
And you came with your wife?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I went to Florida State University, where 3 years later, yeah, I got my, when I was getting my master's, Dora came with me. And I was working as a school teacher afternoon in a Greek community in Norwalk, Connecticut. And I finished that. And I applied for a fellowship at Florida State University. And I earned the fellowship. And we went to Florida. And I got my PhD 3 years later. And we returned to Cyprus. We returned to Cyprus. And I was appointed at the Pedagogical Institute of Cyprus, which was an institute for the preparation of elementary school teachers and secondary school teachers to be appointed as teachers in elementary school and gymnasium teachers.
Wow.
Educating educators for their, well, it was a 2-year course for each one of them. And they were, before their appointment.
Did you ever had a favorite brother or sister? So they said that
No.
when you have like many brothers or sisters,
No,
some they make teams per se,
no.
or some get along better
Yeah,
with each
yeah.
other. Did you get along with
No.
someone better than the other one?
No, Eva was at the same age approximately with me. So our relation was closer.
Okay.
But when she emigrated to America,
It was over.
it was over.
Yeah.
And, So after 2 year, or no, 7 years at the Pedagogical Institute, we were pre-operation, before appointment, we trained elementary school teachers and secondary teachers to be appointed in teaching methodology, psychology, and all that. At the same time, I applied for promotion. And I was promoted to a supervisor. And I was going all over Cyprus, supervising teachers, staying, observing their teaching methodology, their effectiveness, and so forth, and getting them grades from 1 to 40. At the same time, I was at the Pedagogical Institute for teacher elementary and secondary preparation for appointment at the Pedagogical Institute. And at that time, I applied for supervisor, and I was all over Cyprus. And 3-4 years after I became a supervisor, the position of the director of the Pedagogical Institute, where I had served for 8 years, BA, MA, PhD, primary educational officer, applied to get the position of the director of the Pedagogical Institute. Because I wasn't politically involved, instead of me, they chose another one who didn't know where the Pedagogical Institute was. So I gave my resignation and went to Phillips College. And I was teaching there as a professor at the college, elementary school teachers. For 5-6 years.
Talk to me about when the Turkish took over Cyprus. How old were you when that happened?
When that happened, I was in 74. I was born in 42.
Okay.
I had 2 children then, Dino and Steven. My wife was pregnant 7 months. Our village is in the occupied area now, in the factory where that happened, the invasion, the second part of the invasion, when they occupied our village up to the other end of Cyprus, happened August 12, 1974. My wife, I told you, was pregnant,
Yes.
and Dino was 4 or 5 years old. Steven was 2, 3 years old. And we took our little baggage with a little few clothes and went to the mountain, at the village on the mountains. August 14, 2 days after we left, they expanded the Turkish invasion to the other half of Cyprus. Yes,
You left everything behind.
all everything. Yeah. We took a few clothes and we left.
Everything behind.
Yes. Right. The albums. I don't have albums of my wedding, for example.
Where was your mom?
In America.
She was here.
Yeah, she was here. She came with Maria. She came with Maria. Yeah, she came to the States years before.
So who was there? Just you?
Yeah, just me.
What about
And
Andy was there too?
Andy was going to Saudi Arabia, was working, coming back, and going back and forth. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Now that you go back and you see your house and everything that you built, your old house.
I visited my house once, about 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. But they didn't let me, a Turk say he was staying in my house. They didn't let me go in. And I asked him, please, he asked me to take my shoes off and work. I walked into my house. I went to the bedroom, the kitchen, and walked out and left. And Dora was with me too. Yeah. And Dora had cancer 74. They identified, they found it in October, November, and August 14, following year, she departed.
Your wife never wanted to stay here in the States, in America?
No, because her family was there. 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
So she was very family
Yes,
Okay.
family oriented. Yeah.
oriented.
Yes. Mm.
So every brother, every sister were here. You were the only one there.
Yeah, I was the only one there. Yes,
Do you think that was a good choice? If I take George on a time machine and I bring you back to that moment,
yes, because my career was pleasant and
Okay.
successful.
yeah, but then the
Yeah.
Turkish invasion.
Okay, and we lost everything. And I bought a beautiful house somewhere. It's beautiful. It's a little mountain, and I had a high income, of course, with these promotions. And my new house is beautiful. And I gave it to Steven after my wife died. We have a swimming pool, 25, and I built the church also in my wife's memory. I built it until I put the roof. And one of my students in the gymnasium, whom one teacher wanted to give him a failure and remain in the same class and repeat the year, I intervened and I let
You let him. Yeah. Okay.
because he was gifted painter.
Okay.
And when I was the secondary school assistant principal, he graduated from the same gymnasium that boy. And I intervened, and he graduated and went to Czechoslovakia to study fine arts and then painting, color painting. He's one of the most famous painters in Cyprus now, and he came and he did the paintings in my church.
Nice.
Beautiful. And I named the church Saint Theodora. Dora was my wife.
Yeah.
Agia Theodora, Santa Theodora.
Nice.
That's a church. In the house, next to the building room, there's a swimming pool, and where Rigas and Melissa got married.
Yeah.
Rigas came to Cyprus,
Yeah.
and they got married at my house, right in front of the church. And we had the party around there. Yeah, but the swimming pool. Yeah.
So we talk about your dad for a little bit. Talk to me about your mom. How was your mom?
My mother.
Yeah.
My mother was a very, was a little short one, like Eva, non-Filipino. But she was determined and optimistic. She was working a few years. I remember her working at the brick factory. He went there as a laborer. Yeah.
The labor.
Yes, as a laborer. And then I told you my uncle wanted to adopt my children, my sister Eva. So Eva came and was adopted. And then Maria and my mother came to America. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sure.
How many years you stopped seeing her, your mom? How many years passed?
Yeah. I came to Denver. Because of Rigas and my mother and my sister, all my children studied at the University of Denver.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Eva and Steven, Helen and Steven and Dino studied at the University of Denver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helen psychology counseling, and she's a counselor now in high schools. And Steven is a computer programmer.
Yeah.
Very famous in Cyprus. And yeah.
Your three kids are in Cyprus?
Yes. And Dino is in the States. He's in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
Dino was in Norway. Was here for many years. And then he left and he was working in New York now.
So going back to your mom, what else can you tell me about her?
She was a very determined woman, very short but very determined, very strong-willed. And she was working as a laborer at the brick factory to support us. Yeah. And I came to her funeral here in Norway.
Were you here when she passed away?
No.
You were You
I
were back
came-
home.
I came to her funeral. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
You told me that you play soccer, huh?
Yes, I play soccer. First category. I was one of the best.
Yeah, you were a striker. You were the
Yes.
one making the goals.
Striker, yeah.
What was your number?
I don't remember 11.
You didn't have a favorite number?
No. None of those times. We're talking 64, 65, 67, around that. Yeah.
So when you came to Denver, I heard a story. And I'm gonna ask you because the story is about you. But I heard a story.
Yeah.
One time that Rodriguez was painting some
Church. At the church.
I don't know what he was painting.
Yeah.
And he was painting the whatever. If it's the church, the church.
At the fireplace.
Yes, I think
Now
so.
I have
you in front of me. I want to
But-
hear the other side. You know? So
I came to Denver to be Riga's partner.
okay.
And he was working at, he was a bartender at, oh boy. What was the name of that bar? Oh,
He was his bar or it
no, he
wasn't
was
his-
working as a bartender.
but it wasn't his.
No,
Okay.
no.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He was, I wrote just before Riga's Cafe.
Correct. Yes.
Uh, and I came, and I had and I was going to be Riga's partner
Doing what?
in the restaurant.
At the restaurant.
At the restaurant.
So he called you, hey brother, let's partner it up in a restaurant?
And I came to become his partner.
Okay. Okay.
And at that time, the Olympic flame.
Yes. Yes.
Olympic flame. He was,
Yes.
and Riga's Cafe is very close
Correct.
on that corner.
On the corner, yes.
And I was going to be his partner. That's why I came to Brisbane, to
To Denver.
Denver. He brought workers, they cleaned that, they cleaned the fireplace. And then one day, he brought somebody who was painting where the workers before had prepared the place to be finished.
Okay.
And I got mad. I said, what the hell are you doing? We paid them to clean the place and now you're painting that. So I took my car and left.
But okay. So it is true. That's exactly what
It is,
happened.
Yeah. And then, yeah. My wife was here too, staying with my sister at that time, staying with Eva. Yeah. No. My wife was with me too. Yeah, after I left, Jimmy and Eva came. Oh, I remember. I don't remember the details. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so Jimmy and Eva were not here?
Oh no, after I had left, they came.
He needed a new partner.
Yeah. He needed yeah, bravo. He needed a new partner.
Uh-huh.
So Jimmy and Eva came here.
So how
Yeah.
long you guys were partners for? A week?
Less than a month. less than a month. Yeah,
That's a funny story.
yeah,
So you went back to Cyprus.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Why did you get mad so much?
Because what we did, he undid it.
So either you do it or you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you today, George?
Today,
How's George today? How are you?
I have Stephen living in Cyprus. I have Helen living in Cyprus, my two of the three children. Helen has two beautiful kids. Noah is 15 years old. Maya is 13. Academically, they are excellent. I told you the story that if Noah gets 99, he is unhappy. If he gets 95, he's very unhappy.
Wow.
But yeah, at the school, he doesn't, I told you, he doesn't wear the school uniform.
Yeah.
He wears a white shirt, and here it says at the back, champion. Because he is an achievement in physics, chemistry, English is 95 and under. And Maya is also the same thing. And that these two kids make me happy and make my life very happy. And I live for these two children.
I've heard, I don't have grandkids yet. I have a dog.
Yeah.
But I heard that there's the point that you love your grandkids more than your own kids.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah. It's true. It is true. Yeah. I don't remember how much love I had for Helen and Stephen and Dino. And I do not. For Noah and mine. If I don't see them one day, I don't feel something is missing from my life. I sleep all every day. We have certain dinners. One night is guacamama,
What is that?
is fish.
Okay.
Another day we have Domino's, is pizza.
Yeah.
Another day is souvlaki. Another day dinners.
So you see them every week.
Every day. Every day. I deliver food every day. Monday, Tuesday is Kentucky Fried Chicken. One every once in a while is McDonald's. And these are, yeah, yeah.
Life is good.
My life is happy with these two kids. And all my pension goes to their well-being. Their tuition is 50,000 euros a year, 7 and 8.
Uh-huh.
Noah, son of Noah, 13, 14, in Maya, 13, 14, 15, 25, 20, 50, 60,000 euros dinner and sometimes lunch. Yeah.
What have you learned? What have you learned in all this journey? What is one of the biggest lessons you have learned, George, that you would like to talk or share with me?
My happiest moments in my life were those I lived with my three children. They were very happy. And the happiest years are those I live now with my grandchildren.
This part of your life has been the happiest?
Yes, if you ignore my wife's loss.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that was the saddest.
Saddest.
this moment is the happiest George in
Yes,
your life?
yes. In the house, I didn't change anything. My wife's clothes are where she left them. Her blanket bag. It's hanging on a chair where she left it. Yes, yes. And every once in a while, go to the cemetery, get a few flowers there. It's with no my.
I understand. Yeah.
My child was very unhappy, orphan by the age of 50. Riga's orphan by the age of 7, 6, 7, I don't remember. Yeah,
Were you guys a close family? Were you guys very close with each other or not really?
one is here, the other one is there, one is here for years. Yeah,
So no.
yeah, he's years. First one ever came here when 40 years, 50 years ago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If there's anything that you could change, if you would have one thing that you could change in your life, that you can go back, change, what would you change?
Some of my childhood here after my father died.
They were hard.
Yes. Yeah. When I was 16, 17, 18, I didn't enjoy those years as
Any other kid.
enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I never had a girlfriend.
No,
No.
no
Yeah.
way, George. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Your wife was your first
Yes,
girlfriend?
yes, yes. Not girlfriend. It was my
Woman,
first,
everything.
the first woman of everything. Yeah. Yeah. And I sent a messenger to her father to ask for her, allow her to marry. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. I met her once, or twice, or 5 times. She was a student when I was, yeah, yeah.
And you knew?
I am 5 or 6 or 7, 5, 6 years older than she was. Yeah. And I sent somebody to her father, I don't know how you call it in English, or obscenities, to ask him if he allows his daughter to
Yeah.
get engaged and married to me. Yeah. And he approved because I was a teacher, elementary school teacher.
But
at
how
the
did you send
village.
the message? With her or with a letter, or you went and asked?
No, I sent somebody.
Why didn't you go?
Oh, we have this mediator for the proxenities. So
Oh,
you send somebody to ask a father if he allows his daughter or if he allows me to get engaged and married to his daughter. Yeah.
so if he does a
Need
bad
it.
job,
Yeah, we need a mediator.
but if he's a bad mediator,
No, if you choose a mediator.
yeah. So you have to
Friend.
choose really.
Yes, you choose a mediator
Yeah.
to go to her father. So when he approved me, because I was a school teacher at the village of my village at that time. Yeah, and I was a handsome young man, beautiful boy.
Your dad dies when you're 15,
Yeah.
and from 15 or before 15, you didn't enjoy
Childhood.
your
No,
childhood. It was work and school. That's it. Work, school, work, school, work, school.
I wasn't working.
It was just school.
When I went, when when I finished the elementary school, I went to work part-time here and there as a laborer or as my father's assistant. Yeah, to get uh, £2, $5. Yeah,
George, is school important in life? I know people with PhDs that they did and they do very well in life, but I also know people that they don't have a career and they do very well in life. I would like to know, what do you think about that?
they do very well in life in what aspects?
Well, they have a
Academically,
family, they have a house.
financially.
Sure, sure.
No, financial success is not one of my ultimate goals.
One of your goals.
No,
What's one of your goals? Or what was one of your goals?
to raise my children well and to be as to do what I'm doing now. That's what
That's amazing.
succeeds. Yeah.
So you have reached your
Yes,
goal.
Yes, and modesty. I don't want to be famous. I had opportunities to become famous, but I didn't join the follow the famous road.
Why? Did your mom teach you that?
Because
Your dad? It was you? Why?
Because that's how I grew up. I was very poor and modest, low profile,
Low profile.
all my life.
Like they said, low
When I
key is the
matured.
key.
When I matured, yes. And after the Felix College and the University of Cyprus, I taught 2 or 3 years. I taught at the Police Academy, Cyprus Police Academy, 15 years. I taught them how to prepare their testimonies, how to write the reports.
So school is important in your opinion?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you learn how to distinguish between good and bad, worthy or unworthy, valuable or
It's never late to go back to school. It doesn't matter how old are you. If people what they want to go back.
yeah. I taught at night schools as a part-time job just to increase my income when I was sending dollars to Stephen and Helen who were studying here. And I was teaching there mature people, 25, 30, 40, 50 years old. They came to evening school for many years. 6 to 8, 5 to 7, 4 to 8. Every night I was teaching a different group just to increase my income and teach them how I prepare them how to pass the exams, occupational, professional exams. Yeah. And now sometimes when I go out to eat and have a cup of coffee, there are people say, hello, Mr. George, and I don't recognize. They passed in front of me as students of mine.
We're about to finish this talk, and I'm going to ask you something. You don't have to answer, with all respect. And I don't want to be disrespectful at all. With all respect, but do you hold any bad memories with your family that won't let you, like, move on, do you still holding that bad memory or no? You don't hold that
My
memory.
family.
No, from your mom or your dad or your brothers or your sisters. Because there's a lot of people, including I give you an example.
Yeah.
My cousin. I just talked to my cousin. My auntie just died. And she was holding something that she did, George,
Yeah.
for 47 years.
This bitterness for 45 years.
And I'm like, why didn't you talk to your mom?
No, I don't have anything.
Nothing.
No,
Good.
because every one of us followed his own way. Nobody was dependent on anybody of us. No, we were very poor. So Riaz followed his road, and I followed mine. Chris his, Eva hers. Yeah.
So you're not holding
No,
on into
no, I
something
have
that
nothing.
won't let you.
No, no,
Good.
no, no.
Because a lot of people do. Do you agree with me? A lot of people they
Uh,
carry that with them forever.
Probably it's people who think that they deserve more. They are entitled. Yeah, people who think they deserve and they are more valuable than what they really are. Yeah,
Do you believe in forgiveness?
modesty, modesty.
Do you believe in forgiveness?
Yes, I do. And modesty. Okay, modesty.
Feet on the ground.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, superiority feelings doesn't lead anywhere. You have to be a politician to get involved in that. Not a trainer,
Yeah.
educational trainer. Yeah. Yeah.
When was the last time that you went to a soccer match?
Oh, years ago. Oh,
Like I'm talking to a stadium that you to watch a game.
10 years ago.
Wow.
I don't go to football games. No, because there is a lot of hostility and violence. Yeah.
So it's not a
No,
family.
no, 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 no.
You watch
I
soccer
don't
on TV?
Yes, I do.
You do?
English, yeah.
English?
English team, yeah. I do.
What's your
And
favorite
I
team?
go to a club
Uh-huh.
and they have a big television.
Right.
I have a small screen.
Yeah.
And I go, I have a glass of beer, 7 to 8, 7 to 8:30, and I watch a little game, Manchester United.
I was gonna say Manchester, huh?
Manchester United played in Cyprus.
No.
Yes, with
When?
the Euro
The Euro Cup?
Cup, yeah, with Omonia. Yeah, a few
And you
years.
didn't go?
No, I watched it on TV. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I would have loved to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Ronaldo
yeah,
play.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldo. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's Ronaldo.
You should have gone.
They played in Cyprus and then they went to England. They played to England. Yeah. Omonia lost 1-0. And they lost in England 3-1.
It's a good team, huh?
Yeah.
Manchester, they have a
Yeah,
great team.
yeah. Yeah. Leicester, Manchester United. Yeah. I usually at night when I go and do my delivery to Noah and Baya, I go to a club and I stay there and have a cup of beer, 7:30 until 8:30, go to 9 and leave, and I watch the football games on TV.
Last question I have, George. I promise. Last one.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to do that you haven't done? Any pending? Could be anything that you're like, I haven't done that and I want to do it before I go. I want to do that. or go there, or eat that food, or go to that I don't know, something. If there's anything that you haven't done that you want to do before you leave, before you go.
No, cannot think of anything I would like to have done or to have happened, and I never did. It never happened. No,
So you have accomplished.
yes.
You are where you wanted to be.
Yeah. No, no, no. Everything I attempted to do, I
You've done.
done. I succeeded. I never attempted anything I couldn't have done. I never failed in my attempts.
Have you failed on anything in the past?
No,
No, I know one that you failed. Your partnership with Rigas.
ah, that was a success. That was very successful.
That's a great answer.
That was very successful because we, from the beginning, we decided that we cannot cooperate.
Right. So it was a good decision.
Yes, it was a good decision because I left Rigas alone to follow his
Yeah,
highway,
that's a great answer.
his
Yeah.
highway with his speed. And then Jimmy came in the middle.
Yeah.
And what never happened to me, because I left Rigas follow his upward mobility, happened with Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, I don't consider that as a failure
You're right.
or as a betrayal. I just left Rigas to follow his road the way he wants, the speed he wants, the destinations he wants. That's why he's successful, because he was the master of his own destiny. His destiny does not depend on me or anybody else, except on his own skills and his vision.
Maybe he would have not. Maybe he would have not done everything that he has done if
With
he would have
me,
been partnered up with
of
you.
course, because I could never follow his. I don't take chances. I don't take risks. He takes risks. He takes risks.
And you're not a risk taker.
Necessary for him. For him, for me, some of his risks are unnecessary. But our measurements are different. That's why he's successful.
That's such a good way the way you put it. He wanted to take this at this speed.
Yes.
You want to go
The
that
speed-
fast? I
the
don't want to
speed
go
I-
that fast.
The speed and
Yeah.
I could not follow. Yes.
That's such a good example. You
Yeah.
want to go 50? Go 50. I
Yeah.
want to go 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually go a step at a time. Rigas was going high jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I admire him. You know, boy, orphan from the age of 5, 6.
Do you admire him?
Yes.
You admire your brother?
Oh, yeah. He came to America. It was delivery stuff. Wherever. Oh, yeah. I hear him talking with you or with. I said, Jesus Christ. These are thoughts I could never make. Yeah. Okay. Modesty is also a strong characteristic of me. My best friends are common people. I don't associate with high-ranking people. And I select my companionship. The only day I am with a group is on Saturday when I go downtown in Nicosia and have a cup of coffee with the vice chief of police. The chief of police is a very good friend of mine. The director of the crime investigation department, Brianos, whom I had taught at the police academy how to prepare
Right.
reports, and the vice director of traffic control. Oh, it's 9 people, the group, on Saturday, downtown Nicosia. And at night, with 2, 3 people, I go to, after delivering Noah's and Maya dinner, I go to a football club and I have a little beer and watch a little TV with a few
Life is good.
temporary friends. Yeah,
I like that temporary friend.
temporary friends.
Do you believe in friendship?
Yes. Close friends. I have only two close friends. Who know my worries, my fears, my happiness.
Well, George, it's very nice talking to you. I learned every time that you come to town. I learned something new.
Aristo, I didn't like you, I wouldn't have
Oh, I appreciate it.
expressed myself.
I appreciate it. I take that with me.
To be loved by Rigas, it means like him and like me.
Thank you, George. And like
Thank
I
you.
promise you, one time I'll go and visit you
You
at
are
the.
also a refugee. We are refugee from Cyprus. You are a refugee from
Correct.
the part of
Correct.
the world.
I will go and visit you.
Yeah,
I will go and visit you, and we go to that club to watch a soccer game or something.
yeah, and then, yeah,
I will go and visit you soon.
yeah.
I
In
appreciate.
politics, I don't care. I don't care about politics.
Yeah.
I don't vote 20, 30 years now. Not a vote.
Because you could have gone into politics in
I
Cyprus.
could, but I don't want. Because I cannot select 15 people just like me.
Okay. Well, you would have brought your brothers back.
Yeah. Okay. Only 2. Me, the president, the vice president, Rigas. No
That's
ministers.
right. That's right.
Nothing.
That's
We
right.
handle every business, every political
That's
aspect.
right.
Yeah.
Well, George, it's so good to see you, my friend. We'll be in touch. And
Yeah.
just so you know, I have good news and bad news. The good news, this is over. The bad news, we still have 3 more interviews. This is just for you to feel comfortable. And hopefully, if you would like, we'll talk again. We'll
Oh,
talk,
yeah, sure.
we'll talk again, and we'll go more deep
I'm leaving
into
on
like.
the 30th.
We'll go more deep into like.
I'm leaving on the 30th.
Okay, he lives on the 30th, so we would like to talk more because
Oh, yeah.
it's been a journey. And I know you talk a little bit of beer here, but it's a journey that you guys have gone through.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it again.
In Cyprus, I don't have any brothers, sisters. So I had to replace them and fill their absence with somebody from my
Right.
environment. Yeah. My closest friends are, I told you, are those police officers who I had taught at the police academy. my birthday, I get 50, 60 phone calls from my close friends. That's my extended family.
Wow. When is your birthday?
October 11th. I just
It just passed. Well,
I need 2 decades.
it's just a number.
I'm missing 2 decades.
It's just a number. It's just, you look great. It's just a number.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
I died and I was resurrected. So because I love you and I respect you so much,
Thank you.
artery.
Artery.
12 hours operation. And he's with me.